By what?
By fire.
By fire. That's right. Word. And see, that's powerful because you don't even have it, but you remember. See that memory comes in? That's very good. That's very good because you don't have he didn't read it. He listening. And I'm looking down and see, okay, you're all right. You see what I'm saying? But because that's what it said. That's tuned in. That's how you got to be tuned in, man. That's beautiful. Read that again, verse 38 in 2 Ezra 13.
2 Ezra chapter 13, verse 38. And shall lay before them their evil thoughts.
So lay before them their evil thoughts, man. Go ahead.
And the torments wherewith they shall begin to torment.
Hear that? The torment wherewith they shall begin to be tormented. The evil thoughts and the torment wherewith they're going to begin to be tormented. Don't sound like no love to me. That sounds like a judgment.
Yes.
Well, we just read about the anger of the Most High, the fear of the Most High coming in the world, man. Go ahead.
Which are like unto a flame.
Which are like unto a flame. Come on.
And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto a fire.
He's going to destroy them with the law, which is like unto a fire. We know that his word is like fire.
That's right.
Because he's going to be speaking the words that are Most High, the law, the Most High going to be burning them up. Read.
Verse 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes.
Those are the 10 tribes, that peaceful multitude, like I said. Remember, Jacob going to become a what? Great multitude. Remember, he's going to be a company of nations to make up what? One nation. 12 tribes of Israel. Read.
Which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Usai, the king, whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they unto another land.
And so came they into another land. Talking about when they came here to America. But the Assyrians took the 10 tribes out of northern Israel into captivity. And Jeroboam, he was a so-called Ephraimite of the tribe of Abraham. He made 2 calves and said, "This is who brought us out of the land of Egypt." So the Most High, they said they never did want to come back to Jerusalem. They were supposed to go to Jerusalem for the Holy Convocation. Then say, "No, we're gonna stay here. We ain't going back down there to deal with our other brothers, right?" So we made 2 calves, and this is who we gonna worship. So the Most High sent the Assyrians to take them in captivity. When they came out of captivity, that's when they came over here to the Americas. Read on.
Verse 41. But they took his counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth unto a further country, where never mankind dwelt.
So mankind never dwelt in this country that they were going to go to. But some people be saying that the 10 tribes went to Africa. But come on, everybody was living over there. They was already living there. People was already living there. This say a country where nobody ever, no mankind ever dwelt in. This is very important. No one ever lived over here. In this Western Hemisphere. That's what it's talking about. Read.
But, verse 42. That they might there keep their statutes.
That they might come over here and keep their statutes. Read.
Which they never kept in their own land.
Which they never kept in their own land. So now you go to, get 2 Kings 17, start at verse 5. Show you how this goes right along with the Apocrypha. Can I still be heard on the conference call? Can I still be heard on the conference call?
Everyone can now be heard.
Can I still be heard on the conference call? All right, well, I have it muted because it's a lot of noise in the background.
Can you hear me? I'm saying I can hear you fine.
Okay, thank you. I just had it muted because there's a lot of background noise. All right, okay. You're welcome. All right. Read this. This is one way there's many ways I can show you how the Apocrypha coincides with the regular Bible, but read this. Remember it just said, these are the 10 tribes the Assyrians took into captivity, so now we're going to read about it in 2 Kings 17 and 5.
2 Kings chapter 17, verse 5. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years.
See? Same thing we read in the Apocrypha. The king of Assyria went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years. Read.
In verse 6, in the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Halah and in Harbor by the river of Gaza and in the cities of the Medes. Verse 7, for so it was the children of Israel had sinned against the Most High, their power.
See? And it says the children of Israel, talking about the northern tribes, the northern 10 tribes that was living in the northern part of Israel, which is called Israel, and the southern part was called Judah.
Right.
So it's talking about the 10 tribes that was living in the northern part. In Samaria, where Ephraim was at, they were the head tribe of the northern tribes. Go ahead.
Which have brought them out of out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other idols. Verse 8, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Most High cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made.
See? They start following the way of the heathen. You know, they learn the way of the heathen, they start following the way of the heathen, then Most High brought them into captivity.
That's why the Spaniards did what they did.
Yes.
They never stopped. The Aztecs never stopped believing in other idols.
Yep.
Native Americans never stopped.
Right. That's right.
That's why
That's why the Most High say he's going to do what he's going to do. His word is true. You know, they did it here, they came over here, they didn't say they never stopped. They came over here, but remember they said they would come over here for what? To follow the laws of the Most High, which they couldn't keep in their own land.
Do over there.
We reading about it right here.
That's right.
You know,
It's amazing.
see how it goes together? Coincides right together. You put the two together. And then, like you said, that's why that movie Apocalypse. Y'all see that movie Apocalypto? Apocalypto, is that Apocalypto, I think. Yeah. See that movie?
What is that about?
About the northern tribes being here in the Americas and the Western Hemisphere, playing games. Remember how they did the cat, had to eat the pig. They chased the pig down, had to eat the pig heart. Oh yeah, make the big just playing games, all kind of stupid stuff against the brother, man.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, he gave him the testicles, because he was, I guess his wife was barren.
Right.
And
But he couldn't get her pregnant.
So he made them eat.
yeah.
Man.
Ooh, raw though, not cooked raw.
Oh. Man.
I was having nerve minds.
Well, see, then in the end, they showed in the movie, they showed Esau coming with his ships.
He stopped.
It was like, whoa, because they was chasing after this cat. Everybody looked and say, wow, oh man, see all them ships? There goes the land.
Yeah.
Oops, there goes the land. So
Playing around.
That's the way it is, man. You know. Let's continue here in the Apocrypha.
Following those ways.
Yep.
Verse 40 of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea, the king, whom Salmanazar, the king of the Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they unto another land.
Right. So he carried them over the Euphrates, the Tigris River. Go ahead.
Verse 41, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country, where never mankind dwelt.
They wanted to go to a further country, but never mankind dwelt. They knew where they was going.
Right.
They knew where they were going. Go ahead.
Verse 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Right. But there they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. Go ahead.
Verse 43, and they entered unto Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. Verse 44, for the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. Verse 45, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Right, so they had a long way to go. It took them a year and a half to get there. It's very key. A year and a half to get there. Right? So, a year and a half to get to Africa? Come on. And you already over there?
Right.
No, man, that don't make no sense, dude.
Right.
Go ahead.
And the same region is called
Al-Saret, which means a new land. It means a new land. Go ahead.
Verse 46, then dwelt they there until the latter time.
So they's going to dwell there until the last days, man. So we keep on reading about it.
Who was the king that used to travel the year and a half? Yeah, he's the one that
King Solomon.
Yeah, I was reading a couple years back where there was a Native Americans used to have this cave where they used to get their I don't know what kind of precious metal. They found a stone like this big, 10 Commandments.
Oh, yeah. They found another one in Ohio that they didn't know what it was. And when they finally figured it out, they figured it out later on. That was the 10 Commandments in ancient Hebrew that was already here in this land.
Because they used to come.
Right, they was already transporting back and forth over here.
See, it's a lot of information that we have, man, to show that we knew we had the passages, we had the maps. But see, when I came up, I was taught that they thought Europeans thought the world was flat.
Right.
They thought the world was flat. You know, so they didn't know that the world was round. They didn't know about the circle of the earth as the Bible says. They thought the world was flat. So, you know, Solomon had a navy. I'm looking for that scripture where it says that Solomon had a navy in 2 places, and they sailed over here. That's why they had the maps. That's why even Columbus, he had Israelite that led him over here. Because we had the navigation maps. We had been over here before, but we didn't live here.
Right.
We just came here, and it tells you about certain things that were here.
They were trying to tell
Go
us
to
that.
1 Kings 10 and read verse 22.
All right.
And let's look at how long it takes to get to this land of Alpharetta.
1 year and a half.
1 year and a half. So let's look at how it coincides with what we're going to read here. Read that.
1 Kings chapter 10 and verse, you want 22?
Verse 22.
All right. Verse 22. For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Haran. Once in the 3 years.
Don't say it in God. You added words.
Shalakia. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory and apes and peacocks.
So, one thing that in the research that we have done, we find that the peacocks was mainly over here. It wasn't in Europe, it wasn't in those other countries, it was mainly here. Remember, all the land mass was together at one time. Then it was separated. That's why South America fit right in perfectly into Africa.
Right.
Today, you see what I'm saying? So, whatever was on those lands, when it's separated, it still was on those lands. You see, all these people, all these different certain creatures were just extinct here, as far as this land is concerned. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, but we know that the peacock is a bird that was just found primarily over here. You know, how long did it take his navy to go back and forth? It said once how many years? How long did it take?
Once in 3 years.
Once in 3 years, you know. So, 1 and a half going, 1 and a half coming back, right? See how what's the chances of that fitting together like that? Come on, see? So that's why we know we had those navigational maps to look at, to determine, you know, our routes, how we was going to travel and all that. This car had all kinds of, this car was the ones that was dealing with the navigation and all that. They had all that ability. A lot of that was taken away from us during the curses, because we're in the curses, you know what I mean? They lost a lot of that. Really? What you gonna say?
I was gonna say that they act like it's a big one. Esau act like it's a big one, and they show on the TV and stuff ancient old maps that are more accurate than some of the maps that we used to have. That from a bird's eye view looking down, it's like how did they have these maps? How did they have these maps? How did they know where this was? How did they know that it was? That's what they were acting like they were so shocked. About
yeah, but they would be shocked, because real quick, they just came out of Caucasus Mountains with what?
right.
Not that long ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why they got the Discovery Channel, History Channel.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They try to discover and try to, you know, bring about his story to everything. Whereas we already had this technology, man.
Yeah.
On the pyramids, you got blimps,
Yeah.
you have helicopters, submarines, and jets.
Yeah.
How is that? They talking about aliens came down and built the pyramids. We got pyramids all over, everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
The largest pyramid is in Mississippi,
Right.
more so than Egypt and Mississippi. So we had the abilities to know how to do this. They didn't have it because by the time, you know what they do, they just killed off all the creation of the creators. Little by little, that's why we invented mostly everything that they're enjoying now. The enjoyment that you enjoy now, we had our hands in invented. That's the issue. Like when you're in an oppressed state, man, you're going to try and make things better for you. You're on a job, man, you work a job, you be like, man, you got to do it this way, that way. It's like, man, this is like struggling. You struggle, you're going to figure out a way to do it the best way you can to get the job done, right?
Right.
That's convenient for yourself. That you ain't sitting there, I mean, you got to be lifting this all the time like this.
Yeah.
All the time you're going to find a way. It's done. You're going to find some way to do it. You're going to find some way to do it where it's convenient for you so you can do it, knock it out.
Yeah.
Then you get your rhythm together. If it's manual, you get your rhythm together. When you can do what you got to do, then you're good. You're all right. Or if just your mind, you don't think about something. Okay, well, they say it's got to be this way, but I know, man, in life, man, all my life, man, I'm trying to figure out a way that you can do it. They say this can't be done. You got to do it a certain way. Some people are so technical.
Right.
Like, you ever have problems? I remember having a problem with my computer, and you call these technicians, and they be going through all this, that, and the third. And there's one technician to say, "Oh man, all you gotta do is do this,
Right.
do that, do that." And they, all these technicians supposed to be, getting paid all this money, or at least spots going to school to learn what they learn, but they too technical.
Yeah. Right.
And the cat come through, "Oh man, all you gotta do is they don't know what you're talking about. Just do this, do that, do this, and it's done."
Right.
Straight up. Just do this, that, and that, and the third. That's it. And they took it to. I mean, pretty much to revamp my whole computer, right? It's just something simple that somebody know the easy way. It ain't the way that the book says it's got to be done.
Right. Right.
But this works.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it does it and it works. That's what we got to look at. Don't get it twisted. Let's finish this up in Ezra.
Second Exodus, chapter 13 and verse 41. I mean 43.
46.
Okay, verse 46. Then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now, when they shall begin to come, verse 47, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again. And they, that they may go through, therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace.
Right. We'll bring them back again, read.
Verse 48. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Now, when he destroyeth the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain.
Hear that? He's going to defend his people that remain when he destroy the multitude of the nations that are gathered together. He shall defend his people that remain. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Go ahead.
Verse 50. And then